I did a BSc in biochemistry here.
I did 2 years of integrated science at UBC.
I was studying at UBC for 3 years in cognitive systems.
2 years of biochem at UBCO.
Did a year of science.
I have a BSc in chemistry at UBC.
I was studying science at UBC.
I just did 2 years of undergraduate chemistry.
I did 2 years in biology at UBC.
I did 2 years here at UBC in bio, like everyone else apparently.
I was in UBC in CMS for 3 years.
I did 2 years of undergraduate studies in pharmacology at the University of Alberta.
I did 2 years of chemistry.
I did 1 year of Science 1 and 1 year of integrated sciences.
I did a first year at UNBC.
I studied kinesiology at the University of the Fraser Valley for 2 years, and prior to that I worked as a roofer for a while in Edmonton, and then decided pharmacy was for me.
Before pharmacy, I was in biology for 2 years.
I had 1 year of pre-pharmacy at UBCO.
I was at UBC Sciences, just studying life sciences.
I did a BSc in chemistry.
I worked 8 years in the culinary art industry.
I did 2 years and I was studying cell and molecular bio.
I was studying CMS for 2 years.
I did 2 years in molecular biology and biochemistry, and it was very fun.
I finished a degree in life sciences.
I have a bachelor's degree in medical biophysics.
I was a pharmacology major.
Cool.
I was in UBC for 2 years doing bio.
Prior to pharmacy, I was a biochem major. I actually graduated last year before getting into pharmacy, so yeah.
I was doing biopsychology for 4 years, but I never got a degree.
I was a science major.
I was doing a math major in the arts faculty.
I did a bachelor's degree in cell biology and genetics.
I was in a microbi in second year.
I did a BSc in biochemistry here at UBC.
Well, just finding out that people here are really welcoming, really friendly, and yeah.
Probably be when we went up to the chief and we brought up a hot plate up there. We cooked a whole meal and made everyone jealous.
Yep. Favorite memory of first year would probably be a bunch of us first years gathered for dim sum for Chinese New Year, and that was a lot of fun. We had like 2 giant tables, and it was just like a conglomeration of the first years, and it was a lot of fun there.
I watched Frozen for the first time in this building. Unfortunately, that's my favorite memory here.
It was on day 1 when we had that scavenger hunt, and it was just we were first getting to know one another in our like tutorial groups from 202. I felt like that moment where we could bond really like solidified like some friendships or just some acquaintanceships that lasted throughout the whole year, and like I feel most connected to those people from that day. And maybe it's because it's the 202 group and like we've been through a lot together, but that's that.
It would have to be when Adriel got an unknown text from Benny.
Oh, yeah.
And then he thought somebody was coming after him to collect money, and Adriel thought he was gonna die.
Probably the first year white coat ceremony.
All the times we went out to all you can eat, especially the sushi. From all the times we've gone, I still don't know what the names of the sushi are. It still confuses me.
I would have to say Skits Night. Oh, that's fun.
Yes,
it would have to be just getting together on random nights and getting a drink, and whether it was at Cindy's house or Cam's house or at a bar or pit night, it was all good. It would be times like these when we get random ideas to get together and make cool memories, or when we went out to eat at night.
I think it would be the formally Secret Santa exchange.
It'd probably have to be the formally Secret Santa because we had everybody there, and I got a cat calendar from Judy.
Probably when we went and bought a ton of junk food and studied in the farm building all night.
My favorite memory of first year is late night study sessions with Shireen and Roostal in my room, making all kinds of frozen foods that we could find in the freezer possible. Yeah, it was good. Good times.
My favorite memory was studying for FPD lists on like the bus or like in Metrotown and like all over the place.
My favorite memory of first year would probably be in December for studying for final exams. Whereas for the same stupid course we're studying for right now, which is physio. So I had the histology and stats, and I had physio on the last day. And I only had about 20 hours to study for it, so I actually slept in the farm building, so that would be probably my favorite memory.
So, everyone thinks I'm smiley or brown, but I'm not. So, it's really funny to, catch them off guard.
Definitely going to class and learning all the cool things we learned.
Okay, that's good, Calvin. It's good to learn.
I have several. In general, hang out with the tacos. And our dodgeball night back in term 1.
I would say the PCP.
Do you want to go into details at all, or?
I know, just like meeting up with all the other pharmacy year students. So like 1st to 4th year, meeting new people, getting to know them a bit more personally. And just having a good time all together, socializing. I felt like that was a really good a moment to get to know people and start understanding each other.
I'd probably be PCP, where everyone got drunk.
I would say I had a lot of good memories in first year. I really enjoyed it, but I would definitely say it'd be PDW. Even though I was probably sick for most of the conference, I had a lot of fun. Made a lot of good memories there.
Probably PDW, because I had a lot of fun with my roommates in the room.
Probably at PDW when Charles put his suit away on the lamp, and then Michael sees it and just freaks out. It's like, yo, I thought it was like a monster. Like a fucking suit monster.
PDW, the first time I got dragged out clubbing with everyone was nice.
PDW was definitely a lot of fun. Tom's birthday was pretty rowdy too.
I don't know, there's a lot. Like Skits Night. Saturday was pretty fun too.
Yeah, I would say it was last Saturday watching Tammy and about 20 other people get drunk and puke everywhere.
My birthday party was pretty good, I'd have to say. PDW was also really fun.
I'd have to say the ski trip. Just hanging out with all my friends in Whistler and getting a little drunk with them. It's a good time.
Possibly volleyball, but I guess meeting all of you guys also.
Playing sports teams, soccer, futsal, and half field.
It would have to be when our volleyball team won our very first game.
Well, I have 3 actually. First one is we went hiking up to the sheep. We bought this big grill and we started cooking, right? So we thought, oh, let's not cook here because we don't want people to smell it. So we went over to this secret area. When we started cooking, the wind was blowing. And then it started blowing to the people. And they're like, oh, what's that? It's like, it's food. Yeah. So the second memory is PCP, the after party. We met up at Cindy's house, right? And then all these people I have never seen before come. And then I started introducing myself, and everyone started laughing. It's like, well, why are you laughing? It's like, oh, you met her last night. I was like, what?
What about the third one?
Was that 3?
Yes, that's 3.
Oh, JK.
Okay, it's only 2. Okay.
I would say I have to say Ativan, because that was the first glimpse of humor I saw in pharmacy profs. I remember Colleen mentioning Ativan and how it was a hell of a drug, so.
Sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim.
Why is that?
Because they sound cool.
I'm gonna say it's a really weird one, random. It's a PPI esomeprazole, and that's mostly because my grandfather just returned from the Philippines, and he was taking ribiprazole and esomeprazole, and I told him, hey, those are 2 of the same drugs, and they do the same thing. You shouldn't be taking both of them at the same time. And I thought it was a pretty good pharmacy student moment.
Naproxen, just because I don't think I'm ever going to forget my Kalakimoto.
Maybe naproxen, because it's like everywhere, and it's the first drug we encountered
Mhm.
in our lab.
Celebrex.
Why is that?
because you know it treats your pain, but without the GI upset.
Ibuprofen because I can get it over the counter and it works really well.
My favorite drug is Advil because it works better than acetaminophen, I guess.
I would say ibuprofen because it pretty much saved my life at PDW.
I would have to say Vimovo. For some reason, during our case studies, it had both naproxen and esomeprazole, which is like really expensive, but then when it's combined together, it becomes like a $1 sun. Like it's only worth like $1. So
Okay.
it's a pretty cheap drug.
It would have to be guanethidine because I was assigned guanethidine for our Farm 220 term paper, and it's my favorite drug because I actually know something about it.
Methylpharmol, just because I did my paper on it and it's just drilled in my brain, so I can't get rid of it.
They're all my favorite.
Prednisolone.
Why is it?
I wrote a paper on it, so I spent many late nights with it.
It would have to be sildenafil.
How come?
Because it's best.
Sildenafil, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
Atenolol.
My favorite drug is Tylenol 3 because it's so big and round and it's so easy to count.
T4s.
Why is that?
Because I didn't know they existed until last week.
My favorite drug is Ratioantic because it is decaffeinated Tylenol 3.
My favorite drug is Synthroid. People with hypothyroidism, they don't really have a way to control their symptoms. They're going to be feeling lethargic and they're going to be gaining weight and things. But if you just take one tablet of Synthroid every day, it'll make you feel better and there are no side effects, which I really like about the drug.
Maybe modafinil, it's a stimulant. Very good for studying. Or maybe caffeine.
Caffeine, because I can't get through a day without a cup of tea.
Atenolol, metoprolol.
Okay.
I'd have to say salbutamol is my favorite drug because I've been an asthmatic my whole life, so having that around has been handy on more than one occasion.
Not really. I was gonna choose Periet because it sounds kind of cute.
Dexedrine, because it comes in spansules.
Spironolactone.
Why?
Smells good.
B12 because I just learned that it helps with erythropoiesis. It's very important for renal final exam.
Yep. CAPS 301, our favorite exam.
My favorite drug is actually lisdexamphetamine, Vyvanse, because it improved my quality of life substantially.
Pepsid can't stop my heart burning from you. And then somebody was like, use a PPI.
My favorite drug probably be methylphenidate, also known as Ritalin. And I think you guys all know why, and I think I know why.
The nip drugs.
Why?
So you learn, it's like the 100th time I've learned about that drug.
Yeah, it's Tamiflu.
Why is that?
For obvious reasons, I don't know. Probably Gaviscon because it forms that cool layer on top of the stomach.
Acetaminophen, because it's the easiest to memorize.
Okay, give me the dosage right now.
Oh shit, no. I haven't studied it.
Acetaminophen.
Why is that?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Just because I'm studying for physio, I guess Kwok's quote, UV or P, you pissed under the sun. That helped a lot for my case.
My favorite is probably, I don't really need to say who it was, but we're going to teach you the two most important things in physiology: how you pee and how you take a dump.
In my 299 case study group, we were studying the onychomycosis, and we were trying to figure out like non-pharmacological therapies, and we were like listening. It was like, oh, wash your feet. It was like dry your feet after you washing it, and in the end we just was like, don't be gross. So that's pretty much it.
Yes, while we were studying for anatomy, it's I before E except for in cuneiform.
Always going to 299 caps and having David say YOLO swag every single tutorial.
when David was kind of, I don't know, a little bit tipsy.
Okay.
And Cindy asked, do you want some Hyperlight? And David says, no, I can't do any counseling right now.
Yep. Okay.
That was after the exam.
No.
There's one from Charles where he says, whoever fails first year gets to be the first year rep. And it's an inside joke we have about Cairo, the bottom 20% of our class.
I don't have it from a friend, but just from Chris Brown's song, if you ain't got it by now, you just ain't getting it.
It's not just one friend, it's many friends that always say this. I always ask them, am I going to see you tomorrow in lecture? They're like, yeah, I'll be there. But they never show up. So that's probably my funny quote.
Okay, so we were studying for FPD list, and like for Advil, it was supposed to be suspensions, but she thought it said suppositories, and she was like, oh, so for Advil, we have Advil suppositories, and it's 200 milligrams and 400 milligrams, and I was like, oh my goodness, have you ever had Advil suppositories?
So today I was just telling somebody how spontaneous they were, and then we just decided to think that they were so negative delta G. Woo. And it was really funny.
Basically anything Michael says, but I love it when like he gets the pronunciation wrong, like the pterodactyl quote, or like the that one about he was trying to say anecdotes and he said anecdotes or something.
Quote or Michael quote?
Anything you want.
Well, there was this one quote where he was asking someone if they had rosacea, and he said when was the last time you had rosacea? So that was pretty funny.
It's kind of stuck in my head how Michael said rosacea instead of rosacea instead of a prof during tutorial.
Probably the one where Michael was trying to pronounce rosacea and pronounce it rosacea or something like that when he was interviewing Dr. Cito.
Yeah. I can give you
Anonymous.
The one about how somebody is really aggressive in bed?
Oh yeah, that one too.
Okay.
Everything that Michael says is good.
It would be when Michael, of course Michael, this was like when I didn't really know him because I didn't really know who he was, but first day he asked me what a Mimi was, and then he also asked me on the same day what an LG was, so I was like, what the heck is this guy?
Yes, it's also a Michael quote and it's not on the quote wall, but it was when he was telling me about buying his new watch and he was really excited, and I think he was looking at a solar powered model and he was like, yo, my watch photosynthesizes. It would have to be Michael. Anything that just comes out of Michael's mouth is worth quoting, I think. Yeah, it's also from Michael, but I don't think it's on the pharmacy quote page. It was when he kept asking me if my name is Nancy, even though we already been to a girls' grind together.
It is from Michael. So we were booking rooms for PDW, and he was explaining to the receptionist about how to spell Tam's name. And he used T for T-Rex and D for dinosaur.
Again, it's from Michael. So we were at a bar pre-drinking for celebs, and he was planning an impromptu Vegas trip. He said that we're gonna go to Vegas, we're gonna drink, and that's it.
It would have to be Michael again when he was registering rooms for PDW, and he was trying to spell Tam's name, and he said D for dinosaur and T for T-Rex to the receptionist, and she asked him if he really likes dinosaurs, and he said yes.
We have it from Michael. It was when he was at the club or something, and he said, yo, these shots are evaporating.
It's not really a quote, but Michael likes to always call me his favorite GPS, because one time apparently he was driving me somewhere and I told him to take a left when he was supposed to take a right. Yeah.
Well, it's gotta be from Michael again. I think at least one time I think he said he has a hair gel, but he has it 2008 or something. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I wasn't even there, but when I heard about it, it was completely life-changing. Michael asked Cindy if she had any kids.
It's a Michael quote. So
his ultimate solution to everything is to go to a corner, a quiet corner, and plug your ears and count to 10.
Okay, it was the one where Michael teaches you how to grow your kneecaps. It was like you have to water your kneecaps, make sure it gets lots of sunlight, and it'll grow. And that's it.
When someone asked Michael if he's taking a course online, and he said no, I'm taking it offline in real life.
Okay, everyone's quoting me, and those are like stuff I normally say, but like one that I actually put thought into was the yo, from now on I'm gonna call all sites yo sites.
I won't name that person's name, but it'll have to be, yo, I can beat you in foosball.
Did that person beat you in foosball? Hi guys, I hope you liked the video. I made this as a way for us to remember our time as first year pharmacy students because hopefully it'll only happen once. So maybe years from now we can look back on this and say, hey, that's what I did in first year. It wasn't about cramming for exam after exam, but we actually had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I get to do this again next year.